Hello, I am Cordelia Colt, but you can call me Cora. Uh, this was not planned very far in advance, but I have been thinking about it for a bit. Now, I will preface this by saying that I am not a speedrunner. By saying that I've played this game before, a couple times. I'm not fast. No, not properly. This is not going to be deathless. There are some areas in particular that I struggle with, but I will say that I do not expect this to be a very long stream. Regardless. Hour and a half, probably what you're looking at here. I love this game. I love this game. It is a very good game for me to play while doing some other thing in the background. I think the audio might be just a tad loud, maybe? That's probably more my mic. Give me a second. Like this. Hello, 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 hello. Is that better? I think that's better. Now, I will not be collecting any of the strawberries. In fact, I will actively avoid them. That being said, there is one sneaky strawberry that has gotten me a couple times even when trying to avoid it. I'll also be skipping all the cutscenes. If you want the story of this game, go somewhere else. Now, I'm fairly low energy at the moment. That is not because it's early. It's not actually very early for me. No, I haven't had caffeine in a couple days, and I honestly think I'm probably going through withdrawal. That's probably it. Now, I like to take breaks from caffeine sometimes. And it hurts. It does, but I don't know. I think it's worth doing sometimes. As I said, this is not going to be a perfect run. Especially because I'm not feeling perfect right now, but I don't know. I've been playing this game a bit recently, and at this point, I just want to get it out of the way, sort of, which is a really bad philosophy to have for games, I find, when you want to stream something. They should not be a chore for you to complete. They should not be, like, a thing you feel like you have to do, but I don't know. At the same time, I feel like this is sort of just how my mind works sometimes. I get a little bit, like, hung up on an idea, and I just can't really see anything else for a while. But I have one series of streams that I really, like. There's a game I bought on impulse. Whoops. A couple days ago. I barely just... Yeah. It's gonna be like that, yeah. I bought a game on impulse a couple days ago. On a whim, just... unplanned completely. Just looking... Not even looking for anything to play, because I had ideas, but... I found this game that I wanted to play, and yeah, my brain just decided that was what I was going to do. And you know, that's fine. But I'd already started doing the preparations for Celeste at that point, and that is you know. Now it just feels like a thing I have to do to get to the thing I want to do, but I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun with this, and obviously, being a bit of a musician myself, I have to comment on the soundtrack. It is incredible. And I mean, this is obviously like the famous, like famously the level with the best soundtrack, but goddamn Lena Rain. I've talked about it a bit in my Minecraft streams as well, but damn, Lena Rain knows what she's doing. Holy crap. I should not be dashing into rooms. I know that. I've learned that, but I still have that nasty habit of just doing that. I think I'll be fine. Just bask in the ambience of this. Oh, it's nice. And I will say this game does resonate with me a lot, like, based on the themes and stuff, anxiety and identity, and it's good. It's good. It's very good. It's very good. It's one of the indie darlings, right? For very good reason. For very good reason. Come on. Something like, I don't know why, but I have like a particular, like the diagonal dashing. For some reason, I have a slightly hard time doing that properly. I'm not sure exactly why that is. I don't think it's my controller. I do think it's a skill issue. It's just one of those things. Yeah, that's not a good. It's gonna be like that, yeah. As I said, not aiming for a deathless run, just aiming for a reasonably quick one. Reasonably. You know, that's relative, but still. Not a speedrun. Not a speedrun, just a fine, decent, quick-ish run. Let's see. Yeah. Now, should I be streaming this low energy? I don't know. I feel like it's chill, in a way. Even if I'm not, like, on top, I feel like that doesn't... Like, it does matter, obviously. It makes a difference to, like, how I act, but... I don't think it's too much of a problem to be a little bit low energy sometimes. As long as you're still, like, into it. I don't know, I guess I'll find that out when I watch the VOD of this. You know, I'll often find that streams I thought were good weren't, and streams I was skeptical of sort of just worked better than I thought. That happens. It's sometimes very hard to gauge what does work and doesn't work when you're, like, in it. Which makes sense, because your mind is, like, doing a bunch of other stuff. And that makes it very hard to, like, also analyze everything. Oh yeah, I'm not in top shape right now. I will say, I don't think this is gonna take too long regardless. Piano. Should I learn this soundtrack on the piano? It's gorgeous. It's very good. It's very good. It's honestly a shame that I'm going through it so quickly because it's so good. 7. That's actually one of the better... Yeah, okay. I'll take 7. I'll take 7. Oh, that reminds me, I haven't done a piano stream in a while, have I? 3 weeks? Going on 4, I guess? Man. I really do enjoy the piano streams, but I don't think they're a thing I can do weekly. I do want to do some kind of music thing weekly, though. Yeah, okay, I'm a little out of it. Ugh. Also, I don't know. This wasn't really a planned thing, but, you know, when I beat Cuphead and Fury in one stream each, I've kind of just decided to lean into that. See if I can't make a series of it, just games in one stream. I don't know, I've never really considered myself... Yeah, okay, let's see if I can't get through this sentence and this level. I've never considered myself like a massively skilled gamer by any means. Like, I've played a decent amount of video games. Let me turn down the audio just a tad. Like that. I've never been like the skillful one. I have my specialties, of course, but like it's never been the thing that I thought about myself. I don't know. The way it's worked out, I guess. I just ended up having like a couple videos that, like, yeah, it's just become a thing. I've just accidentally fallen into it, and like, I'm welcoming it. I'm gonna choose to embrace it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep this up forever. I don't know. I guess we'll see, though. Ah, that's not... Okay, sure. That's awkward. That's a bit of an awkward situation. That's a bit of an awkward solve to that screen, but I'll take it. I'll take that mistimed thing as well. Skill issue. Definitely. You know, I actually had this thought that I'd delete all my saves and that I'd like do 3 runs of Celeste in one stream, which don't get me wrong, I could definitely do that. I have no doubt that I could. Yeah. But I don't know. Going into myself and asking, is that actually something I want to do? No. No, I think it would look cool on stream, in theory, but I don't think I'd actually enjoy it. And that is a huge factor in choosing these, I think. You have to consider what you actually want to do. And not to speak ill of this game, it is a masterpiece, as pretty much everyone agrees, but I do get tired of playing games over and over again. I do. I do get tired of that. Yeah. Timing. There's something about just repetition that just either it really works or it really doesn't for me. There are certain kinds of things that I can just repeat endlessly, and there are certain things that I just can't. And this game is one of those, yeah, like weird situations of like, I'm getting to that point with it because I've played it a lot now. Well, a lot. No, not a lot. I have like... How many hours do I have? 20 hours? 24 hours? I don't know. Something like that combined. And that's obviously from the first time I played as well as this. But... I don't know. I don't know. There's this... Yeah, that actually reminds me. Yeah. As I said, diagonals. For some reason, diagonals are just hard. So, one of my favorite movies as a kid was Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's still a very good movie. I still like it, but I kind of watched it too many times and just got sick of it. But recently I've been feeling a desire to go back. It's been a few years. Maybe I've forgotten some of the exact lines of dialogue. And... yeah, I think it might... I don't know, I've just been feeling it lately. I've just been feeling that desire to return to that specific movie. I don't know if I will. It's not the first time, but like... I might. I do know that if I do that, then it's gonna be a long time before I can see that movie again. Repetition is just so tiring to me. It's just so tiring to me. Well, unless it's one of those things where it isn't, and I honestly have not figured out what the factors are. Why are some things just nice forever? Why are some things torturous the second time I try to get through it? I don't know. I have no clue. Because I like roguelikes. Yeah? I have a fondness for roguelikes that, like... yeah, that's... That was bad. Oh, this might take me a couple tries. This one is like either or for me. Like either it's easy or it's hard. It's also one of those things where a lot of the time when I'm playing a game and I'm getting really into it, suddenly my brain just decides to forget the buttons and the controls. And that is annoying. That is really annoying when you're in the middle of something and suddenly all your fingers just switch. That was not optimal. Yeah, having your fingers just switch, that's... I don't know. It's not a great feeling. I can deal with it. It's generally only a second, but man, when it happens, it's confusing. Like suddenly you don't know how to dodge, and you're pressing the button, and then you just suddenly realize, oh, that's not the button I've been pressing this entire game. Do you ever get that? Is that a common experience? Is that like something people can actually relate to, or is that just like a function of my weird brain? Well, I know it's definitely a thing that happens to other people, but I don't know how common it is. Ah, that always used to be a problem when I was, like, taking piano lessons as a kid. Ah, my teachers would get so frustrated with me when we were running through a piece and suddenly I just had to stop and I just couldn't play anymore. Like, you were just playing this part, like, 2 seconds ago. I just heard you play this perfectly. And now suddenly you can't? And I just had to say, yeah, I forgot my fingers. Ugh, it's an annoyance to be sure, but it's not the end of the world. This game has definitely triggered that a couple times though. That has really not been an issue in my adult life, I found. Has really not been too much of an issue. And the drums. Oh, yeah. That was... Yeah. I'm gonna call that skill. I'm gonna pretend that was skill, and we're just moving on. Yeah, and obviously the easy part gets me, alright? Ain't that just the way of it? I think it's probably the fact that I'm streaming. It's making this slightly harder. I mean, obviously it is, right? You have to pay attention to speaking and, like, doing stuff. Streaming is different from just playing a game. Yeah. I've said that many times before, but it is true. And it does bear repeating. So I'm not doing terribly badly, like just... like not optimally, I guess. Okay. Really made it seem like I'd practiced that section. Yeah, and right into the thingy. Yeah, that was the wrong way. Yeah, going up instead of down. Ugh. So, Dimension 20 just started their new season. Right? Never After? Ugh. I'm very excited for that. Dimension 20 is obviously like one of my favorite actual play D&D type shows. Well, TTRPG generally, I guess. They don't just play D&D. Mostly though. But it's so good. It's so good. So far, I'm very excited. Can I say just... like, I wasn't sure about Ali Beardsley's character, Mother Goose. I was enamored by him. Honestly, I was not expecting to be that... yeah. When it comes to, like, classic fairy tales and stuff, I've always had a thing for Red Riding Hood. So that was the character I was kind of expecting to latch onto. And I have. Don't get me wrong. I love... what's her name? Ilfa Snorri-Wilson? Something like that. Ugh. Like, Red Riding Hood is... I don't know why. That's just... I just always liked that story. I don't think there's a particular reason. I don't think I have, like, a specific memory or... 33? Yeah, okay, fine. That's below 40 at least. I can't, like, think of any good reason why it would be that I like Red Riding Hood so much, but I just do. There's like an ambience to it. There's like... That story has like a vibe to me. It's not the only one I enjoy, obviously. I like a variety of things, but... I don't know. An old werewolf connection, that's obviously not the first time anyone... Like... We've obviously seen, like, werewolf Red Riding Hoods in the past. It's a very common interpretation of the story. But... the fact that it's been done does not mean it's uninteresting. Oh... Can I say, just... Emily Axford is unbelievably good at that game. She just is. Emily Axford is just so incredibly good at that game. So I'm very excited. Okay, let's see, what else? I could run through all the characters. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I will say that the idea of having the stepmom be a patron, like a warlock patron, that is very cool for me. That is very cool to me. And having this magical hallway where she's like a silhouette in the end, that is very cool. I don't know. You might have been able to gather this already, but I have like a love for like dark and edgy stuff and also whimsical stuff. And I was expecting this to be slightly more on the horror side, I guess. But it's still very good. It's still very good. Oh, man. I'm very excited to see where they take it. And also, like, the character introductions were like horror, right? I'm very excited to see what they do now, because, like, obviously that's a very... I'm not gonna say that's an easy episode, because there are challenging parts of, like... There are challenging parts of doing an intro episode to anything. I get that. That being said, though, they... like, doing the little vignettes for all the characters, that is... like a script you can at least prepare for, in a way. You know roughly what to expect with the first episode of Dimension 20. It's character vignettes, and it makes sense, right? It's very easy to plan out the horror when you, like, already know exactly what it is, right? I wonder how Brandon is gonna make it scary, but it's slightly less planned. You know, because obviously, as the season goes on, it gets less and less predictable where they're gonna be at any given moment. That's just the nature of the game, right? Do I do think that reverses at some point in the season? Like, there is a point where players will kind of start running with something and make their... I forgot that the wind turns back on. Kind of make their intentions known, or like they'll latch onto some idea. And at that point, you're set as a dungeon master, right? Because at that point, they have a clear direction to go in. That is like a gift as a dungeon master when suddenly they start telling you, like, this is what we want to do. That is such a gift. I'm not... Like, I consider myself more of a player than a DM. I'm just more comfortable being a player. I think I'm better making characters than running all the background stuff. I'm not a storyteller. Well, no, that's wrong. I am a storyteller, but I'm more of a... I prefer being on stage. Sort of, if that makes sense. Not to say that the DM isn't on stage, but... I just gave up because I thought I'd die there. Okay. Those snowballs are sometimes a little hard to gauge. Sometimes. I don't know. I feel like my skill set is just better spent as a player. I can do DM stuff. I have done that a few times. Like a couple times for fun and a couple times because of like starting groups where no one knew the rules well enough to do it comfortably. And I get that. But being a DM is kind of a role that I find myself forced into, right? It's not where it's not my preferred spot at the table. But I've also met, like, people who were forced to be players when they really just wanted to be DMs, right? That's the thing, too. I've been in groups where, like, several people wanted to be DMs. Oh, man. That is a weird energy. Did you ever have that? It gets, like... There's a vibe there. There is definitely a vibe when everyone wants to be a DM. Well, except for me, of course, but, like... A DM-type person who's forced to be a player tends to play in a certain way, in my experience, like a little more... I don't know how to put it. I feel like being a DM gives you perspective on how to play the game. I'm definitely a better player. Like, I definitely learned how to be a better player having tried my hand at DMing. I think that's a very valuable experience. I'm gonna turn down my mic a little bit. I see it's almost peaking. It's like getting dangerously close. The gain is very high because I'm talking so softly, quietly. I feel like it's a very valuable experience. And I do advise everyone to try it. It's educational, right? It's educational, that's exactly the word. It's just one of those things. You just understand what the game is better once you've done that, I think. Some people just get it instantly. There are natural players, right? Who just take one look at the game and they just instinctively understand how to play it. That is very impressive to me. I was not one of those. Took me a while to learn, but oh, I do feel like now that I have spent that time learning, I do think I am a pretty good player. I do think that I am the kind of player DMs like at this point. Because the DM, I think, is often put in this weird, awkward position of like being the person who quote-unquote controls the story, who's supposed to keep it on the rails. And I find that's just such a bad philosophy to have. Right? The DM is a player too, right? I hate the fact that it's a DM and players. That naming convention is just a bit of a misnomer because the DM is obviously also there to have fun, right? And yeah, it's asymmetrical, but I do think the amount of work a good player has to put in often gets underestimated. Right? There are players who just show up and think that's enough, right? I rolled my stats and that's all I have to put into this game. Don't get me wrong, it's what do you make of it, right? If you just want to have a fun time with some friends, then you're welcome to do that. I'm not gonna judge you for just wanting to have a good time without all the effort, but I do think that being a player doesn't... Like, if everyone else is putting in a ton of effort and you're not, then at least there should be, like, transparency as to why that is, right? You should at least make your intentions known to the rest of everyone playing, because I feel like it's very easy as a player to just assume that you're not supposed to put in the same amount of effort. And to be sure, it's easier to get away with not doing that. Because if the DM doesn't put in the work, then you don't have a game. If a player doesn't put in the work, then you've got one uninteresting player, right? Which definitely harshes the vibe of the whole thing, but you can still play with one bad player, right? So the consequences aren't as immediately obvious. Not as game-breaking, right? Almost did that perfectly. Very close. You can do that very neatly if you have the proper technique. I can't always get that though. It's a shame. I don't know. I started having a lot more fun with that game once I decided to put in more effort into being a player. It's been a lot more fun, and I feel like my character work has benefited tremendously. Especially from like incorporating elements of improv into it. I don't really know how improv works, but... well, that's not true. I know, like, basic principles of it, but... and I do think that's very useful, playing D&D. Honestly, I think improv is, like, an underappreciated skill. I think improv gives a lot of return on investment if you spend the effort learning it. And as a player, you really should be putting in some amount of work, especially if you enjoy the game. You owe that to everyone you're playing with. I think. Right? If the DM is busting their ass to, like, make you an interesting story, then least you can do is just engage with it, but honestly, you really should be doing more. And obviously, again, I don't want to tell you how to play your game, but if people are putting in very different amounts of effort, then at least be on the same page about it, I feel. Right? As long as your DM understands, like, the amount of effort you're going to be putting into the game, and as long as you've, like, explained to them why that is, and yeah, as long as you're all having fun, right? And it's easier to be having fun if you know what to expect from each other. Ugh. You can here see the example of the classic Korra curse. Oh, that's actually a pretty catchy name. Where the less attention I pay to the game, the better I do. I've called it out, it's obviously not going to work like that anymore, but there's something about just getting into a deep conversation that just triggers my muscle memory. Oh. The Mirror Temporal is very cool as a level. It is. You know, okay, so this is a little bit out of left field, maybe. But I have been craving, like, fried chicken for a long time now. I mean, like, for weeks. Obviously, I don't live alone. I don't really cook most of my own food. It's not that I can't, but it's just... I don't know. I have, like, stuff that makes cooking very, very tricky for me, in particular. I can cook. I'm fine with cooking. I love cooking when I can kind of bring myself to do it. But it does, like, take a lot out of me. So, you know, when I live alone, I end up doing a lot of, like, takeout. Which, you know, is not ideal. I'd rather not do too much of that, but... you know, it is what it is. When you live in a place where takeout is possible, absolutely rotated. Oh my god. Yeah. When you live in a place where takeout is like an option, it's tempting. Wow. Didn't even try. Huh. That's rare. And the place I used to live, not the place I live anymore because, you know, living situations change and stuff, but the place I used to live had this fried chicken place. And I just... oh, they did these spicy wings. I don't know. When it comes to spice tolerance, I'm not, like, impressive or anything. I'm not, like, a really... I'm not good at spice, like some people are. By that I mean, like, for a Norwegian, I'm incredible. Because Norwegian food doesn't use spice, basically you're lucky if you get pepper, right? Which, you know, is what it is. I guess it's what I grew up with, it's what I'm used to, but I prefer my food taste something. Like, I like when my tongue reacts to the stuff I put in my mouth. That's not to say that my family are bad cooks or anything, it's just a fact of Norwegian cooking, right? There's a lot of salt and a lot of fat and very little of anything else. Ah, that was quick. I'll get it though, don't worry. I managed to crush. Yeah, there we go. It's always satisfying to crush these under that thingy. Come on. There we go. But it's like, I've always been more fond of spice than most people around me, but that really isn't saying much. So I guess I'm fine. But, you know. They did these chicken wings. Like this fried chicken thingy. That was just like spicy. Like properly spicy, like tears in my eyes kind of spicy, which is very rare for me to even get to that point. Mostly because it's just... yeah. And it was like intense, more intense than I'm used to. There's something about it. There's something about that. I've just been thinking about it a lot. Probably with all the Vesper hot sauce streams, right? That's probably what triggered it, but I've just been craving some spicy chicken. Some spicy fried chicken. Huh. Like properly spicy, like to the point where it hurts, kind of spicy. And that's not really a thing I can get right now. I don't really have any great options for that, unless I make it myself. Which again, I can cook, but... I need to go up the other way, don't I? I have a little bit of a hard time controlling the flight mode feather thingy. There we go. Yeah, I've just been craving some spicy fried chicken. I've been thinking maybe I want to buy those hot sauces. Could I handle them? Probably not. And honestly, my experience with like really hot sauce is that my stomach doesn't handle it too well. Like my stomach gives up long before my mouth gives up. It's very easy to put stuff into my body. It's a lot harder to deal with it afterwards. Though at that point, I suppose you don't really have a choice. right? I get stomach aches from spicy food. I never know which direction is better for this. Yeah, I could have made that work. I could have made that work. Again, I'm not really... This is not a speed run, it's just me playing the game. Ooh. Wasn't there a thing about the music in this game? You know, I get nervous about like copyright and music rights and whatever. And I think that's very healthy as like a person who streams. Should, like, it's not a bad idea to be like at least a little bit cognizant of like what kind of stuff you're allowed to do. Right? But I just, in the back of my mind, I just seemed to remember that the music in this game was getting people copyright striked. Right? So I was like, am I allowed to play this game? Can I? And then I checked, and there are a lot of Let's Plays. And I do believe that Lena Raine herself has said that the music shouldn't be an issue. So, yeah, I think so. Am I misremembering that? I might be. I don't want to put words in her mouth, right? Not as, like, a musician I respect a lot. Oh my god. Yeah, so I was just like, you know, it's good to do like a basic, have other people done this before? Kind of just try to be aware of what stuff people have gotten away with before. That's obviously not a guarantee that I'm gonna get away with it, but it's at least a little bit of a safety precaution, I guess. Right? At least it's been done before, at least someone got away with it, so... Yeah. There are a lot of things for Celeste. There are a lot of Celeste videos out there. I'd kind of forgotten how big a deal this game was. It makes sense. It's an absolute masterpiece of a game, but just, like... I don't know, I'd forgotten, I guess. I'd forgotten. And when the drums kick in, it's good every time. There's something about a good drum line, like, dropping, that just ups the energy every single time. Ah, almost. I haven't quite figured out how to space that out so it works. Would have been cool though. Would have made me seem like I actually know what I'm doing. If the rest of the video didn't fool you. Yeah. Get down here, it's a checkpoint. Ah, almost. I like the shortcuts, even if I die enough times that it's not really worth it anymore. Ah, the water effect. Yeah. I always love when a game does that. Oh. Wait, the Donkey Kong underwater level. You know the soundtrack to that one? You know the one I'm thinking of, right? Didn't they just have to really properly, like, break the entire sound card to do that? Wasn't that like a ton of effort? Ah, I think so. It's kind of like Toby Fox making Megalovania, I think. Where it's like just hacked together in the most weird way possible to get the sounds they want. I have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for artists who do that stuff. The kind of hacking together. Ugh. Yeah, this might take a little bit more concentration. There's something about it because making art nowadays is easier than ever, right? It's more accessible to the average person, and I think that's a very good thing. There is something to be said about, like, the people who made it work, even with, like, having to make their tools themselves, having to figure out how everything... There's something about that. There's something about that. Just... Humans are gonna make art no matter what, right? And I love that. Oh. Yeah. Let's see, I don't remember the exact way to deal with this. I guess that's it. That's close enough. Yeah, like that. We are getting relatively well into it now, though. Like, we're not at the end yet, but we're definitely making progress here. That was a very smart dash, very clever use of maneuvers. That's actually a secret speedrunning tip that is going to save me 15 minutes later on. Trust me. I also noticed that you can kind of run into the thingies. Kind of. You have a little bit of a grace window, I feel. If you get to battle line quickly enough. Then you can kind of do it. Kind of. I was not paying attention there, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Nice. There we go. Yeah. It's one of those things. Sometimes you just get stuck on a screen and it takes you a bit. Ah, man. That turn is hard. Flight mode is just hard for me. Dude, that felt bad. Yeah, no, this feels bad. I can't say I remember this screen. Why don't I remember this screen, huh? Most screens I, like, recognize fully, but this one is a little bit... It slipped my memory, I guess. maybe just a jump there. We are getting progress made, though. That's how you construct that sentence grammatically, trust me. Yeah. Oh, here we come. Yeah. I always make that mistake, every single time. I don't know why, every single time I make the exact same, like, yeah. Oh yeah, and the thingy, yeah. Remember now. Like that. Yeah, almost like that, at least close. Ish to that. Oof. I did not think I was gonna make that. And it's also really weird that your momentum kind of staggers for a second. Like you have like a grace period where you can jump. It's not bad, it's just like a little bit like physics, you know? Diagonal when it should have been straight. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I will say this is a harder screen. I'll make it though. Hard work and perseverance. It's gotta work out just fine. Ugh. As long as I remember to do that straight and not diagonal. Oh. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, and then there's obviously that last part as well. We are getting closer though. We are making progress. It's going to work out at some point. And when it does, it's going to be very satisfying. Might be a while though. Should I find something to distract me? What could I talk about? What could I talk about? What could I possibly talk about? Could grab my attention right now. I'm thinking about hamburgers. Why am I thinking about food so much? Food is not a thing that enters my mind very often. I also feel like the audio is a little loud. I'm gonna do that. If it's too low now, that's too bad. Yeah, that might actually be a little too low. But it was very loud, wasn't it? You get the feeling that was very loud. I think I'm gonna turn it back up just a... It's so hard to know, you know? I am, like, getting an intuition, like a feel for what good audio levels look like on OBS, but yeah, I'm gonna turn it up just a tad. Neat. Level up. Yeah. Gorgeous. I call back to the other piece earlier on. Soundtrack is so full of like motifs and callbacks and just... It is gorgeous. Oh, look at that. We are in the home stretch. Hour, 6 minutes, 7 minutes-ish. Oh, 61 deaths. That's fine. The climb. Nice. Well, not the climb, just climb. Ugh. This is not as fast as I've ever beaten it, but it's fine. As I said, I'm not in top shape today. Which might... You'd think that meant I wouldn't do this, but apparently I felt like doing it anyways. Oh, that was satisfying and nice. Yeah, nice. Neat. There we go. My audio cable fell. Second. There we go. There we go. Oh. Yeah, no. Oh man, that is a hard... Why am I not getting the timing here? Oh, that's a little bit... Okay. Yeah. I'm just doing it too early. I'm just doing it too early. There we go. Having 2 dashes really does make this... I don't know, it's satisfying to have 2 dashes, you know? Spending all that time with just 1 dash. Getting 2 is just... It's just nice. Ah, a little early. There we go. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, okay, that was not really... Yeah, sure, it worked out. There we go! Out of the ruined city. Head to the next place. Drums. Of course, always. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. I don't think I've ever died on the screen. That's a very strange order to do that one in. Okay, sure, it worked out. Oh no, there's a thingy up. not that far from now. That always kind of messes me up a little bit. We'll see. We'll see, I guess. It's always kind of random which ones I do quickly and which ones I need a couple tries on. Because I have my, like, normal ones that I struggle with, but sometimes I just run through those. Just run through them. Absolutely no problem. And sometimes I just don't. Yeah, this one. Diagonals. Ah, man. Diagonals, and especially like downwards diagonals. There we go, nice. That was relatively painless. Ugh. Yeah. There we go. Oh. I will say though that it does feel kind of bad skipping all the cutscenes and stuff in this game, because it is genuinely a really nice story. It is genuinely really, really nice. Oh, this one, yeah. Kind of. Like that, yeah. I figured that one out after a lot of trial and error. Oh, let me tell you, that one took me a good while to figure out. But a lot of these are kind of made for speedrunning. If that makes sense. This game is very much designed around it. So there is generally like a quick option for whatever thing you're trying to get through. There's usually like some really quick way to do it. And I have not figured out all of those, but I think I'm doing okay. Yeah. Yeah, nice. When you dash through the screens, you sometimes end up with, like, momentum going into the next screen. And, you know, every now and then that means you're gonna just have a bit of a fall, right? Because a lot of times the screen will start with a pit. Yeah, no. Slow and steady might be the better choice here. If I can even manage at that pace. Okay, so I want that one to be up when I get there. So I want to jump when that one is up. And I also want to have the height to do that. And I don't want to jump prematurely because mold or whatever. Yeah, there we go. It's not that complicated, it's just, you know. Okay, that was 100% my fault. I'll take that. This one I've never struggled with. Why am I suddenly struggling with this one? Huh. That's dissatisfying. I've never... That's interesting. How have I done this before? There we go. It's so close. Doesn't quite work though. There we go. Nice. And we're out of that. Next place. Ugh. We are getting there. Hour and a half seems about right. Probably slightly longer than that. That's fine though. The thing is, when you're watching a lot of streams while playing a game, replaying that game sometimes brings out just memories, right? So now a lot of these stages are very connected to like certain streams and certain moments. Ah, the thingy is there, right? Yeah. For example, right now I can't stop thinking about Secret Sleepover Society. It's one of the main streams I watched while doing this bit. Well, that's not true. I'll generally watch one stream per run of this game, right? Because that's roughly how long it takes me to get through. I've also been thinking about the... what did they call it? Callie, Kiara, and Ame did a Thanksgiving food review thingy. That's also one of the ones I've watched while doing this, and I keep thinking about that. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, thank you. It's a bit of a hacky solution, but I'll take it. Tiny, tiny little bit of cheese. Never hurt anyone. There we go, first try. That's nice. That's not always something I get on the first try. So we saved a bit of time there. I don't think I want to go to the left. I think that's a strawberry, right? Yeah. Why am I not remembering all of these levels correctly? For most other levels, I have like a very detailed map in my mind, but these have not stuck out to me as clearly. I'm not saying the game design is bad or anything, I'm just kind of... my memory's so inconsistent and so unpredictable. I can't, like... when is it gonna work, you know? I just never know. I feel like the sound just a tiny bit lower. There we go. There, I think is fine. Ah, sure. Don't think that's optimal, but yeah, no, it's fine. Optimal is not always the goal. Honestly, I find that optimal is very rarely the goal. Good enough. Good enough is good enough. I mean, per def, right? Per definition. I'm starting to feel it. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, we are getting there. Yes. I don't know, I don't think I've died on last screen even once. I think right side is the one I want. Okay. This is the one. This is the real one. Nice. Boop. Yeah. And we have so far managed to avoid all the strawberries, which obviously means we're avoiding literally every single hard part of this game, but that's the thing, right? If you have never seen this game before, and you think, oh, this looks easy. First of all, I think I'm making it look easier than this, maybe? Potentially? I hope so. That would be flattering, right? But also, I'm avoiding literally every difficult part of this. Ah, it's this one. Yeah. Nope. Because the strawberries are really where, like, the main game difficulty comes in. And you've obviously got the remixes, which I've tried my hand at. I can do them, mostly. Not quickly, not efficiently, but I can do the remixes, sure. Not in the same way I can do the main game, though. And I've never actually gotten to the core. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's worth doing at some point, but after this, I'm probably going to take a pretty long break from this game. If I'm being entirely honest. Just because my brain is a little bit... Yeah. Ah, here we go. We're definitely in the home stretch now. And this part I very heavily associate with Magni Desmond playing Slime Rancher. Oh. Nice. Yeah, this is gonna work. This is gonna work out just fine. Nice. We're getting there. Oh, come on. Yes. Oh, I can taste it. I can taste it. Okay. I mean, some of these are obviously going to be longer than others, right? Some of them are very short, some of them are a bit more challenging. There go. 19. Oh, I love it when the wind blows upwards. Right, that one was just a short little nothing, right? But then you've also got ones that are just longer. So it's still slightly hard to gauge how far along you are, but not by much, right? You know roughly where you are at this point. There we go, 16. And there's 15, right? Just a tiny little... And then 14. Need to grab the thingy. Oh, this one's a little tricky, actually. This one's actually a little bit tricky. This might take me a couple tries. I mean, it already has, but... you know what I mean. Let's go. There we go. Yes. And yes. And yes. And yes. And... God. You always lose it. Like, game developers know exactly how much grip to give you. Exactly how much. It is like precise. $13. Yeah, okay, sure. Ooh. Oh yeah, I'm getting tired. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna decide to be fine with that. There. Yeah. Thing is, it doesn't always help taking it slow. Because a lot of the muscle memory stuff is just in there quickly or not at all. Right? You don't really get the chance to learn how to do it slow if you want to do it fast. Yeah. 10. Ugh. Ah, that is a tricky jump for me. That is always a very tricky jump for me. Yes! 9. $130. That's $130. That's right there. So we gotta go slightly over 130, but not by a lot. We are at 7 right now, so. Right. So we are getting very close. Ah, come on. And no wind anymore. Makes it a little, you know. I'll make it. 3. With the little bit of preamble I did, I might actually be doing this in actual... Yeah, that's... You can't get through that without the dashes. But just... Like, you can probably subtract, like, a couple minutes from... whatever time... I could have turned on the speedrun clock, couldn't I? Right? I used the dash. I knew I shouldn't, but I used it. There. There. Oh, sneaky. Okay, sure. Two. One. Yeah. Do you think it's reasonable to subtract 3 minutes? Maybe? Maybe? That's 1.5 hours. That's pretty much exactly how I gauged it, though. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty much exactly how long I thought the stream would be. Now, I'm expecting to be doing better tomorrow. Probably, I think. Yeah. Nice. Should I skip this? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let that run. This is a very good game. If you somehow haven't checked it out, it is very good. Maybe I shouldn't let it run. Yeah, I'll let it. Whew. Let's see. 0 strawberries, 204 deaths, 130 and 1 second. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Oh, that was... Oh. 1 second. Of course, I'm 1 second over. Ugh. Yeah, okay. Okay, 204 deaths, that's... okay, fine. I'm fine with that, I think. Could I have saved 1 second at some point? Probably. Probably. Celestial Resort. And Reflection. And Summit. Are obviously, like, the big ones where I could have saved a lot of time by not dying as much, but... Wow. Forsaken City, 226,999. That's... sure. Yeah. I think deaths are what's slowing me down, mostly. If I just didn't die as much, I would beat this game way quicker. I think yeah. Oh, it is what it is. That's all of it. That's me beating this absolute masterpiece of a game. I'll be more energetic next week. But I think that's a good place to call it. I'm Cordelia Colt. I guess I'll see you in space. Goodbye.